Hello, welcome back to another video on my current comic market. I'm shooting this video September 12th, 2020. Just in case somebody stumble across this video 3 months from now, you know it is basically September 12th, 2020. Hopefully, you have seen my comic market report that I did 10 days ago. If you haven't, go look it up. But for those that have seen my comic market report 2020 as well as my heritage short recap that I did a couple days ago, the market is very strong. Not every book went up. There are very obvious weakness in some big books like The Amazing Fantasy 15. Okay, there is no question that that book has had a lot of issues as far as going down for a good year and a half now. And unlike a lot of books like Hope 181 that has reversed and went even higher for some grades, yeah, the market is strong for a lot of books, whether it's gold, silver, bronze, or modern. There are pockets of strength across all ages, okay? And it's really not one thing that you can pinpoint. The one thing that you can pinpoint that does not contribute to the strength of those books are what? The movies. We don't have any movies. We haven't had any movies. We haven't had any really big movie news, right? For a long time, for the past 6 months. So at least we cannot contribute the strength of the market in general to the movie hype. There really is no movie hype. So for the first time in a decade, we can't really pin down and point to the movie hype as the cause of the bubble, okay? Because it is a bubble. As in many financial bubble, whether it's the stock market, real estate market, you never can predict how big the bubble can be, okay? Impossible, very hard to predict the top. There is a bubble. It is a bubble. How much longer can it go? We don't know. But one of the things that I point out in the past few months is that there's a wealth effect that is going on with the financial market. By that I mean the stock market. There is a financial, the wealth effect that is trickling through many things in the hobby. Is that the sole contributor of the strong market we have right now in comic books? No. If you are a low-end collector, low-budget collector, if you have a minimum wage kind of jobs, okay, and you have no investment savings 401k in the stock market, does it matter if the stock market got to all-time high last week? How does that impact you? How does the wealth effect play into your participation in the comic market? None, right? None. You probably don't even watch CNBC or read the Wall Street Journal, so it's not as if any of that stuff have any kind of impact on your spending habits. Okay, so now does the stimulus check, unemployment, the extra $600 or whatever it is, does any of those things have some kind of impact on your spending habit in the last few months that contributed to the bubble that we see right now? Maybe. Hard to say. It's never one thing. The one thing that I constantly trying to push back whenever I discuss, debates, or argue with people about the market is that there's never one thing. Some people like to pin down the exact reason, and I push back against that. There is not every collector are the same. Not every collector are in the same financial tier, and how the stock market impact them or not impact them. So I don't know. I'll be the first to admit that what we see right now in the comic market is something that I could not predict, would not have predicted. Same thing with the financial market. If you tell me back in March that the Fed, the government, is going to print money, is going to buy securities, the government is going to buy corporate bonds, they're going to buy company stocks, they're going to do whatever it takes to pump up the stock market, to create the wealth effect, to get consumer to spend and keep the economy going regardless of how bad it is. If you tell me that in March, I would say no way. No way. Ain't gonna happen. But it did. They did. The Fed did. They stepped in and did that. They printed and printed and printed. I don't care what your view is of the economy or how things should be. I took plenty of economy class in graduate school. I understand a lot of the problem that we have. Okay, I'm not here to tell you what they're doing is right. I'm not here to justify they need to print money to prop up the financial market. I'm not saying that, but they are doing it. And I have no say in it. You have no say in it. So you can cry and scream and complain that it's so wrong, it's kicking the can down the road. Well, guess what? You have no say in it. They're doing it. So because of what they did, I have also in the view in the last few months, if you follow my channel, that because the Fed is doing this and because the Fed seem to me is hell-bent on propping up the financial market, we are not likely to see a big crash, a second crash. You know, a lot of people have talked about the big crash in March and the bounce. We're gonna do a double test, okay? We're gonna go down to the March low. I have been in the camp to say that's not gonna happen. If you follow my chats, my investment chats, and many discussions, I advise not shorting the market, not betting that the market is gonna crash and go back to the March low. I don't think that's gonna happen. The stock market went through a little hiccup last week. It gave back anywhere from 7 to 10%, depending on the market you look at. And guess what? It stabilized as of last Friday, or this Friday, 2 days ago, or yesterday. And I'm sure by the time that you see this video, most likely it's going to be during the week, and the market probably stabilized right around where it was. It gave back about 10%. It went up too much, too fast in August, and now it went back, gave back 10%, and the Fed likely stepped in to prop it up. So I don't see a second crash coming, and because of that, I can see continuing strength, as crazy as it may seem. Okay, there's plenty of people that have asked me in the past few days and weeks, Nick, is the market gonna crash in September? Should I pull my listing from comiclink auction in September and October? And my answer to many people has been, let's wait and see. As of last week, when the market was giving back 7 to 10%, I said, let's wait and see what happened next week. Okay, and so far, it is playing out the way I thought it would, as far as the Fed stepping in to stop the slide of the market. Could I be wrong in saying that? Could the market have rebounded in the last few days, not because the Fed stepped in? It could, but I'm gonna stick to my belief. That's what they're doing, and because of that, I don't see a big crash coming. As much as I hate this market, I talk about this many times in the past 6 months. I hate this market. It make no sense, but I'm trying not to look at it from a logical view. Okay, we have massive unemployment. We have the worst employment situation since the depression, and yet the market is at the all-time high. There's no way for logical people to make sense of the madness that's going on right now. So if you're in the market, be very careful. If you're selling and plan to sell, keep doing it. Keep selling into the strength. Okay, this is the kind of market where you buy on a dip, you sell on the rip. Okay, so my advice is, if you have a plan to sell some books, there is no fear that the market is crashing next month, that you're gonna get worse price. I don't see that. Okay, I see continuing bubblicious kind of environment for collectible, because as long as the financial market is holding up, I don't know how, but it is translating in the collectible market holding up. You can agree or disagree. That's just my view. And that's it for this video. Enough rambling and yamming for now. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.